Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. As you just saw, I had like an arrow in my head. That was kind of funny. And I haven't uploaded in a while, but for those of you who are watching in the future, you kind of don't care. So I'm not even gonna mention why. Today we're gonna be taking a look at the Sculk sensor. The Sculk sensor is a brand new block in the Minecraft snapshot that I don't even know the name of, and I'm not going to be explaining exactly how it works. And I have to lower the music. I was doing that so I could hear all the. I'm not gonna be taking a look at how it works exactly and all that stuff, but basically it detects any movement and like its noise, and then emits a redstone output. It has an 8 block radius, and depends on what the sound is or like what makes the sound. Depends on how strong the output is. So this is gonna be a very useful thing for redstone contraptions, especially since it can also detect through blocks, as you can see over here. It detected through these blocks. Now this is a world where I've been testing out all the 1.17 snapshot stuff, and I'm not gonna cover all of them probably, maybe at the end. But today I want to take a look at and analyze, is this really the best item? Is it as good as people are imagining it to be? Or maybe it's just not even as good, right? So we'll see. And I also made some pretty cool stuff. I made the first ideas that I had with it and stuff. So first of all, this I saw from a video from Mumbo Jumbo, which is a line, a redstone line. Now really, if you just think about it, it's actually a lot slower than just a regular redstone line. But the thing is, you can have 2 lines in a shorter, in less space. Usually it would take 4. Now you can do it 3. And also you can disguise it as other thing. Like if you have a bunch of poles and you want to send a redstone line, you know sometimes you have to send a redstone line from one place to another, and you have to try to send a line all the way underneath and everything. That can be a bit hard, or above if you're in a big cave or something. So this is an easier way to do it. But another downside to it is that it has to be 8 blocks apart. It can't be more, can't be less. Well, 7 really. This is the 8th. So that kind of sucks, but as you see, that one opens that one, and then this one opens that one. I mean, yeah, shoots up that one. And also yeah, snowballs, also turn that on, and also when you throw it, which is very interesting. And this is what I'm gonna show you now. This is a bridge, so there is where the beacons start turning on. But as you see, as I walk through, they turn on, and then they start turning off, which I think is something great. It's something that I want to use a lot for stuff to make so that when you walk in pathways, certain stuff happens, and it's very laggy because of that building, precisely. But over here it's very simple. Here's our Sculk sensors. The node blocks just for decoration, not really there for anything. Just because I wanted to put a block, and this one kind of looked good. And then the beacon line, the beacons are underneath over here, as you see. And then when the piston extends, they shoot up the light, and this is just to turn them to a different color. So it's very, very simple system. When you walk up here, these will detect you, the Sculk sensors. And I really like it. You can do it with a lot of stuff. You can use, I don't know, lights, beacon, anything. And yeah, if you're wondering why those cauldrons aren't filling up, it's because I have the tick speed off. And now also I want to show you this. This I kind of wanted to implement a lot of the stuff that we've gotten, and I wanted to make a kind of, I mean, this took me like not even a day, but this took me not even I think it took me 1 hour to build this. So it's not the best you've seen and not the best I can build, but it's a very simple and like basic version of the Hogwarts, the main hall, where they have the dinner and everything. I think I flipped the tables because this is supposed to be like Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin, but I think Slytherin's at that side and Gryffindor's at this side. I think Hufflepuff is here and Ravenclaw. I think I messed them all up, but it doesn't really matter. This is just to show some building concepts. I've also used the invisible item frames here, which are great. I also these are the clocks, as you can see, the points. So Gryffindor's kind of losing, like it always is, and yeah, this is kind of cool. I like the idea of using this and how they connect. Then the floor kind of makes a tingle. That's why I kept, like I was gonna put carpet over it, but just for the sake of not spending too much time on it, I didn't. And well, here it is. and it's actually kind of cool. I really like this. There's some school bags, just a bunch of ones around, but the roof is the best part. The candles, I know they should be varying heights, but whatever. I didn't really want to do that. Just wanted to do the roof mostly, which is the sky roof. This is the bottom of the Sculk sensor. Now you might be thinking, why didn't I just wait for the other block? Well, because this one turns on and off, and it shines, and it's really cool. I really like that. And if we go into spectator mode, there's just a bunch of clocks. Oh my, this is so lag. This is what causing all the lag. There's a bunch of clocks that extend certain pistons, and then they hear it, and these go crazy. These guys. Now standing over here, imagine standing on a floor full of these, and then just walking around, and there's a circle of light following you everywhere you go. That is really cool. I would love that. Now another thing that I thought of immediately was I want to use the particles because I already used the redstone uh, mechanism, and I should probably grab a telescope. Spyglass. Why should it called a spyglass, by the way? I wish it was called a telescope. So we already used the redstone. We used its building shape. It can also be used like an alien cake. I saw that on Reddit, so that's pretty cool. Um, we used it on building, but now I wanted to use its particles, which is something that I really like. So if we go over here, you can see there's like a blast. It looks like when I landed, I put up a blast, and then the ground broke, like this. I really like that. It looks like you're breaking the ground, which looks honestly really cool. I love that. It's one of the first things that I thought of doing, and I absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite one. And then, of course, the first thing that everybody thought of is traps. No, but that by far is my favorite thing I've done with this item so far. Um, this is the next one that I've done. Now, here's the thing: the Sculk sensor is not as easy to use as people make it to be. It's actually very complicated. It hears everything you do with it. It hears other stuff. So it's very hard. It hears you walking, it hears you jumping, it hears everything. A mob passes by and it can hear it. So to make contraptions out of this, even in survival, it's gonna be pretty hard and very challenging. This mechanism, which is very simple, took me a while actually to design, more than I care to admit, more than I want to admit, and it's not so easy. So I think that within the area of making redstone too easy, no, this does not fall there. This definitely does not make redstone too easy. This was still very, very hard to make. Well, no, not this. Well, certain stuff, it's still pretty hard to make redstone stuff. It kept listening to pistons. Have a bunch over here. They kept listening to like the pistons of it. It was very complicated. That's why it's all the way down. It's very difficult yet very fun. It's probably my favorite block in the whole game. I've used it so much. Now, here we have a hallway. It's kind of dark. I did that on purpose. And as you can see, you kind of have this. And then they shoot you. Okay, so hold on. Let's do this in survival. No, I turned into the spectator. So this is, of course, what everyone is thought of at first to do with this, which is traps. And that's honestly also like my first thought on this. Dang it. Okay, so now I'm healing myself, and there we go. So let's do some traps. So let's say somebody walks into here. You can go through and then doesn't do anything. But then the second time you start shooting arrows of slowness, right? Let's say you don't die. And let's regenerate myself to full health. Just to show the next one. Okay, let's say you don't die. The effect is over. Now you try and walk over here. Start all over again. I'm gonna try and go through now. There's spikes on the floor and some fall from the roof. Now, oh dang it. Okay, so we got through the first one again. Then you have to sneak to the second one. Oh yeah, then you have to hear this robots. You have to be kind of quick. Okay, and then it can't open back. And then your sack of poisonous potatoes. Great, with a bunch of crystals to give off light. And I really like this. It's very fun idea to do traps like this. Um, it, this is really good stuff that Mojang gave us here. This block is really cool looking, really useful, but not too useful that it can ruin Redstone. It is still very hard. And something that I didn't actually mention, well, I did sort of mention it. Something that I mentioned was that it can look at the different sounds. Depends on what it is. Depends on how strong the sound it will be that it makes. You know, that in the Redstone signal. So you can detect some player walking only, for example, or jumping only, or throwing an arrow only. So you can make it so that if somebody shoots an arrow somewhere, boom, it kills them, or they get a reward or something. And I really like to say, why is this turning? Oh, there we go. Okay, the lag definitely made this weird. There we go. Yeah, so like load in once, and there we go. And I really like this idea. You can also like shoot over there, and boom. And the same thing with I really like this block. I like the builds that I was able to make. My favorite one by far is that you land and break the ground. But then, like it's like a splash. Wait, yeah, there we go. Those didn't go off for some reason. And I really like it. The Hogwarts was also really cool. It's just a really cool idea. I think it's not too. They didn't take it too far. Mojang definitely figured out how to control it, and I really like that. So now I'm gonna go sit in Dumbledore's chair. So thank you everybody for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you. I don't know what else to say. Oh, also, maybe I'll mention it now. The reason why I missed a bunch of weeks was because I got quarantined for a little while, and I missed a whole lot of tests. And then I had to make them up in the same week, where it was like 2 test weeks, right? And I had to make them with the same week, and I was really busy for a really big long while. So, well, but now I'm back. So thank you for watching, and hasta la vista.